I guess we're live now, right?
Yep.
Okay. What's up, guys? All right. I'm TGH, and these are my commentators. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Dave Stereo.
Prologue.
I'm Swazzy.
Okay, so before we begin, I'm actually going to go over a little bit of the tech that we do in these runs, and that'll help you guys better understand like basically what we're doing. So you have your basic dash cancel, which is pretty common in most platformers, I think, that have a dash and a jump. So you dash and you cancel it with a jump like that, and you get like kind of a high sort of just jump in one direction. You have your hyper dash, which is a lower and quicker version of that. You can also extend, do something we call extending, by separating your dash and input a little bit. You can see I actually still have pink hair, which means I still have 2 dashes, like this. We ordinarily have 1 dash until the last 2 chapters in the main story. What else? So you can also like reverse your hyper dash. You can dash in one direction, jump in the other, like that. Same thing with dash cancels, like this. We can do something called an ultra dash as well. By extending and then dashing downward diagonally, we can chain that momentum. So it looks like that. You can see I got a lot of speed that way. I think that's about it. Oh, wall bounces are what we call up hypers. If you're up against a wall, you can dash up and jump against the wall to get boosted vertical height and speed.
Can you demonstrate corner boost?
Yeah, sure. So corner boost is... where can I do this here?
I didn't know there was a nest there.
Right there.
Yeah, just like in the next slide. So this is a wall right here. I'm gonna launch myself at the wall with a dash cancel and then grab it and then like immediately just jump over the top, like not like that. This might be a bad example of like to do it, but basically you can just like launch yourself over the corner like that, and it's and it provides and helps you maintain some speed. So
well,
let's go ahead and get started. I think.
All right.
All right. So, anything we want to name this? Let's go.
ESA?
Yeah, sure. ESA. Perfect. All right. Here we go. So 3, 2, 1,
go!
All right, so starting things off here in the prologue, we actually do not have the dash ability. So right now, all we know how to do is just jump and climb.
And you're going to see him in the last screen. He's going to just jump a lot. Jumping or bunny hopping just saves like about 2 frames per jump. Just some free time save because you can.
Remember that you can corner boost actually not dashing.
Yeah, you can actually use corner boost here and gain like a bit of time, which is mostly just what tasks do. We just go over because it doesn't save enough time to be worth it.
All right, so a really good start to this run. We didn't die in Prologue, so that's perfect.
Here we go.
Can we get a huge applause for not dying in Prologue? It's incredible.
Now, dying in Prologue is such an...
All right, so this is all chapters. If one of you guys want to detail exactly what all chapters means.
Yeah, sure, I can do that. So the game has 7 main chapters and a chapter after the main game is finished, and then also every chapter has a B and a C sides. Because the name is all chapters, we're actually going to do every chapter in the game, which is all 24 of them. Yeah, 24. And to do this, not only do we have to complete the chapters, we also have to get a heart and a tape in each main stage. So right now, Teach is going to go up here. Oh no. Well, he's going to go up here and go for the first heart of the run, which involves doing a bit of a dash code.
Yeah, you're going to see me do some weird movement here. Whoops. Oh. Yeah, that's weird movement.
Yeah, that is a weird movement, isn't it?
Yeah, so Teach is actually entering in a password right now, and retries there right when he activates the heart to get a little skip of the heart spawning. We're actually returning to map here because it'll skip, or save and quit, it'll skip the heart text, and then we respawn. We're a little bit more to the right in the room. So it just saves on the in-game timer. So yeah, on the leaderboard, Celeste is timed by the in-game timer. We don't do real time. So yeah, you can save time with those return to map strats.
Yeah. It's used quite a lot in, especially in all red berries, but it's also used in a couple of spots in all chapters.
Yeah, nice.
Yep. So now we're going to get the cassette tape right here.
And all the cassette tapes in the run, the rooms for the cassette tapes are rhythm-based or just timer-based. You see these purple and pink blocks, they alternate with music. Usually we can skip most of the cycles like that, but yeah.
Yeah, we're going to return to map here, another IGT saving strat.
Yeah, basically the checkpoint of this section is actually where it just spawned, so it's skipping a lot of time back.
Skips about like 2 rooms and a small cutscene. I think it might even save RTA actually.
And on the next screen here, you're going to actually see something pretty cool. Teach just going to line up a spike jump here. Like that. Just jumping off the spikes. You know, and spikes don't hurt.
So what he's actually doing is jumping off like the wall of the spike.
And then with the corner boost and 1 ace on.
That's 1A. Yeah.
So...
At least I attempted the corner boost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, a 20-second IL.
I can't believe...
So now, according to the order, it's time for the B side of Forsaken City. So, well, basically, as we mentioned before, B-sides are like a way harder version of the same stage. So, with the same theme, but a lot difficult strat. It's like, Forsaken City is actually one of the hardest ones. Even if it's the first one, it looks like it has a lot of no floor, actually.
Yeah,
so...
my favorite way to describe it is just like, it's the original chapter, harder and with no floor.
Yeah, basically that is what describes B-sides. Particularly in Forsaken City, we have a lot of spike jumps. They're not technically spike jumps, but they look like you're jumping on the spikes. So you're jumping in the corner right before the spikes.
Also gonna do a very nice lineup right there.
And
very
get
nice.
that up.
Nailing the spike jumps.
By the way, you can also wall bounce and do some movements out of the transitions. That is something really common that you can see in several places.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try this once.
Oh,
this
nice.
is a little
Oh, yes.
corner boost right here. That's not corner boost.
That's not right.
It's later on.
Okay.
Deep
This jump
breaths.
is also kind of... There we go.
Here we go. And alignment.
Dude,
That happens.
Yeah.
Actually, that has a really tight window.
What am I doing?
Oh.
Yo, you got this.
You need a dash.
I forgot I wasn't doing that strat anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
There we
you're
go.
okay,
Yeah.
here we go. Now here, getting the momentum from the traffic blocks, getting a special more horizontal speed from it. Now doing actually nice corner boost here.
Nice.
Even if you look like you don't have stamina, theoretically you can't. Well, normally, theoretically, and actually you can't keep grab jumping when you run out of stamina. But actually, in that one you can do that. So it's very fun.
Cool
Now
looking strat right here.
this try is super cool.
This is nice.
And here we go. Grab.
Oh,
Yeah, so getting a nice dash jump here off of that,
Second try.
that block so that you can
No,
retain
actually,
your dash.
completely first try. Forgive me.
Ball bounce
And
up there.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Now,
while bouncing through spikes.
Let's see.
Oh, I forgot to do it. Whatever.
Oh, I forgot. Well, actually, we figured kind of new strat there in the practice run. Well, it's new, so
Yeah.
as every new stuff, you tend to forget. Now this fancy ultra, now time to get there, time to reset your dash, get the wall bounce, and take in the heart. And that was one pick.
Nice job.
Nice job.
So we mentioned quite a lot about different spike jumps, and the way spikes in this game works, or most the things that will kill you, is that if you're moving away from the object, you don't actually die from it. So by in a certain chapter, we're gonna like look at this. It's gonna look like Teach is gonna like jump off the spike's wall, but you're like jumping right underneath the spike, so that anytime you're in the hitbox, you're just moving away from it, which is a very nice little safety thing for the game in general.
Teach demonstrating here that actually crossing screens will replenish your dash. Thus, you can gain infinite height if you just keep zoning back and forth. And actually, a secret heart collectible that we have to collect there. And I like these screens because they really show the potential of extended dashing, where you can just break screens by having another dash when, well, actually it is intentional.
It's sort of intentional, yeah. So now Teach's activating these stream blocks. They have a couple of like sort of weird properties you can do out of them. You're intended to just be able to jump out of them and also like grab onto the wall as you're going through them. But you can also double jump out of them with some weird coyote timing. And you can also do a hyper dash out of them, or a dash jump if you'd like. But usually hyper dash are more useful.
Yeah, that takes more use in later in the round.
Yeah.
Yeah. One quick thing I also want to detail on is, so you might have noticed I was dashing in place in that room a lot. So that actually saves time IGT. It does not save time in real time, but we don't really care about that. So we do that IGT because those rhythm platforming blocks are designed to be in sync with the music at all times, which if they were synced to IGT, they would desync pretty much immediately after you dash, because every time you dash, the game actually freezes for a couple frames, and the IGT does along with it. So when you do that, you actually save time.
Can I come in here with a very special donation?
Yeah, go right
Okay,
ahead.
here we go.
All right, we got a $20 donation from Ember Cyprin saying, "Hey yo, Ember here again. I had to donate during TGH's Celeste run because both this game and Teach himself had one of the most positive impacts on my life over the past half a year. I wish him and the commentators and all my friends from the International Isometric Salt Mine there the absolute best, and I love all of you. Wish I could be there, and remember kids, TGH stands for the Great Hooky Duck.
Thank you so much,
Thank you, Amber.
Yeah, thanks, Amber.
Thanks, Amber. So now is the part where we can see insane awake strat. Well, actually, there is a renowned version that does actually goes like super crazy here, stacking speed with no limit.
It's a.
But the human version is probably not as crazy, but it's really smooth. So
still-
actually, I can tell I like it. By the way, what is in the stream too? I think I'm hearing that instead of the game.
Yeah, don't worry.
Okay.
So now we have old site B, and here we're gonna get introduced to a lot of weird things with the dream blocks that I mentioned earlier. So like right away you're gonna see him jumping out of dream blocks. You're gonna see him hypering out of them very quickly. So right there you might hear he does 2 jumps out of them. If you can hear the 2 separate jumps, which actually both gives more height and speed to the jump for some reason. I don't know exactly how it works.
Yeah, actually, you jump once in the frame right before exiting the dream block, and one in the frame right after exiting. Now, actually, this is the part of battling that has something really interesting. You might see that actually you should die here, but for some reason you clip and you pass through that ceiling. Now getting the 3 switches.
Nice one.
Stylish.
So,
Did you just go through that stone wall?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Man, I can't believe you're cheating.
Don't
in a
question
marathon.
things.
Cheating
Yeah, so the way all these dream blocks work is like if they're even if they're not exact interlapping, if your hitbox sort of interlaps when you're going through them, they just let you. It's really strange, but it works. So.
All right, so cool little strat here.
Oh yeah.
So you're supposed to get these coins to move this block, but you
We
can
don't
corner
need them.
boost all over it.
Nice.
Just get it like that.
Perfect, nice.
Made it look easy.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not.
actually a pretty tight
it's
window
free.
to not die to the spikes there as well.
You know,
Both frame tight and
Right here, you're gonna
and
see another application
pixel
of
tight.
that weird going through dream blocks. Right there, easy peasy.
Nice there. Now there is actually
jump.
super easy spike jump there. I mean, it's super easy.
It's
that
actually
was good.
incredibly hard.
Nice.
Don't listen to Reva.
2B is one of the
It's
sickest
kind
levels.
of very aligned. I mean, if you enter in the transition there, it's like just having the right timing and holding right, it was? Yeah. So now entering in this screen with this big room block in the middle, now getting the switches. There is an actual way to skip this, but it's
Yeah, so
very inconsistent, honestly.
So it's not a very good way to
No.
showcase demo dashes for the first time. So I'm gonna do that in 3B.
Sounds like
That'll
a
be
plan.
the
We're
first.
gonna play later,
Yeah.
but basically, hey, that was
Nice
pretty
job.
good to be.
Nice.
That was great.
Nice
That
to
wasn't
be.
bad.
143 is actually very solid.
Yeah. So actually, yeah, we're about to start 3A, and actually there is a demo dash in 3A. When you guys want to explain what demo dashing is?
Yeah.
Sure, I'll do that real quick.
Oh, you got it? All right.
Yeah, so demo dashing, there's a weird property in this game where your crouching hitbox and regular hitbox is obviously different. If you crouch before you dash, you have the crouching hitbox, and the way the game checks which direction you dash is based on like the 5th frame, which direction you're holding in the 5th frame. So if you start holding down, then switch to another direction on the 5th frame, the game will think you're crouching but going another direction, which means that you have 4 pixels of a hitbox.
Nice.
And that also means that you can go through some walls in some places. It's very interesting.
By the way, I think there's a donation net.
Yeah,
so you're read? Yeah, go ahead with that. Absolutely. That was a
All
good
right,
time.
there's many donations coming
go
in.
right
I
ahead.
don't know how long you can give me at this point.
Go ahead.
Probably
Go
like
ahead, go
2
ahead.
minutes. It's all pretty standard platforming, so
All
go
right,
ahead.
then I'll be here for a moment. We've got $30 from Spreading Awareness saying good luck on the Celeste run. I played it recently and it's a great allegory for mental health issues, in addition to bring a fun game. Pretty hard though. Speaking of mental health, I'm putting this donation towards a very special name for Barrett, and it actually goes to the name for Barrett's for Final Fantasy VII being Etika, which is really fitting, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. I mean, side note, I'm actually running Final Fantasy VII, so
Oh, yeah.
I think that's really cool.
All right, we also got a $5 donation from Duke Firebird saying, Teach, thank you for showcasing this at ESA. Shows all what the great Hooky Duck can do.
Thank you so much, Duke.
And then we got a bunch of $20 donations coming in here, which I would like to remind everyone, if you donate $20 during this specific run, Western Digital Black will be giving away 2 of their SSDs, 250 gigabytes, only during this run if you make a donation of $20 or more. So definitely get those in as well. And now to the donations. Aeonic Archangel with $20 saying, I was told to say something about the Hooky Duck.
Thanks, Andy.
Good luck at Select, Teach. Say hi to Oshiro for me.
I will.
We also got a $20 donation from Emba saying, "Hey ESA, loving the event so far, keep up the good work. Shoutouts to Rainy, Dark and Yer." We also got a $20 anonymous donation saying, "Many thanks to the players and the organization team."
You just spoiled the demo dash right away.
Oh yeah, right.
We also got a $20.01 donation saying, "Celeste is awesome. Played some, died a lot, raged even more and stopped playing. So it is nice to see someone who is skilled play this game."
We actually have a thing coming up.
I die immediately.
Oh no. We have a thing coming up here. He's about to get the heart for 3A, and there's a bit of a weird sequence break you can do with the checkpoint abuse. Basically, the way you enter the heart, it doesn't actually give you like a proper checkpoint if you enter from where you're supposed to exit, which we'll hopefully see soon. Gonna wait a little bit.
Hopefully we'll get there.
Gonna wait a little bit.
That quick cycle is insane.
All right, there you go. So in this next room, he's gonna enter here, get the heart, which is hidden very nicely here. Actually, he's gonna first go out here. When you go enter like that, the game doesn't like have a checkpoint, so just put you to the closest checkpoint, which happens to be in the next section, like this.
Yep.
And that saves not only having to go out and actually go to the regular entrance of this place, but also skips you having to go through the huge mess part and talk to Oshiro for a third time, saving a nice amount of time.
Not having to talk to Oshiro.
Not having to talk to Oshiro is
We're
very
supposed to
fun.
say hi to him, remember?
Well, we'll have plenty of time to do that. He's gonna be chasing us down for that high
Yeah,
soon.
as he's trying to kill us later.
Spoilers.
Oh, here it is again.
Hey, Oshiro. All right. Not coming up the elevator shaft. It's actually the next tape, but it's all pretty standard. So if you have some more donations, go right ahead.
All right, we definitely do.
Wow.
We got a $20 donation from FC Racer saying, "Hooky Duck TGH is at ESA. Good luck with the run, and here's hoping that Chapter 9 will be waiting for you when you return home."
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I'm surprised they didn't release it before ESA actually and make me practice it at the event.
That'll be fun.
We also got a $100 donation from Crosshiken and Blake saying, "Greetings from friends. Hopefully TGH will save the day again."
Thank you,
I wouldn't count on it, but thank you so much.
Nice quad hypers there. You can keep going for a little bit, like one or two more.
Okay, sure. We also got a $50 donation from Emo Saru saying, "Hey Teach, it's your pal Emo. I just wanted to let you know that I've recently purchased jeetsbig.net and that I'm planning on assembling top-tier content there while you're tapped in Europe and can't stop me. Also, Ember is great. Okay, thanks, bye."
Nice.
Thank you so much, Mel.
All right, so now we have the Yoshiro section here. So our lovely hotel, what's it called? Owner, I suppose. Hotel owner Yoshiro is not so nice anymore.
Yeah, we left
our alter ego is sitting over there. Decided to be a bit mean, so now he's gonna attempt to kill us.
We left a
rational
really
thing.
bad review on Yelp, so he, as hotel owners do, he's chasing us across the roof of his hotel. Nobody's happy. Especially not Oshiro. But
This happens like me like every other day. It's pretty standard.
So yeah,
So I'm a
basically
little off cycle here.
he freaked out
nice.
and now
Nice
is wanting to kill Malin. I guess. By the way, I didn't know about the nest in the epilogue. Well, this screen, the last one is actually a very punishing one if you fail, which this didn't, so
Nicely
we're
done.
fine.
Thanks
Three
for waiting
out
till
of
after the screen to fix that.
Yeah, that's
I got your back, man. Don't worry.
that screen's pretty infamous for
by
being
the way,
like.
I was looking just to see if I could find your dash. Before
Did you end up finding it?
No, I didn't.
You never find your dash in this game. Yeah,
So, yeah.
I gave you one job.
Okay. So now 3B is actually a really fun level, super complicated because, well, we already introduced how B-sides are. You can see that corner boost and now a lot of cycles. That is particularly the feature of Celestial Resort in any of the sides, actually. Now that will actually nice corner jump. Now getting the crystal, and now we need to make it.
That's fine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very
Nice
precise.
save.
Good job.
I was a little off cycle there, but that's fine.
Yeah,
That's
this
fine.
level cycles basically every single screen. So
All right, I'm gonna
now
try
more
something
cycles.
here. This is actually a frame perfect jump
Oh, yeah.
using Coyote Frames. And
Oh.
I'll give it one more try.
Okay, okay.
Not quite.
that
All
was
right,
so
that was
close.
close. I'll keep going.
Basically,
Okay.
what you can do there is there's a thing called Coyote Frames. I think I mentioned but didn't explain. Basically, when you leave a platform, you have a couple of frames where you can still jump. It's sort of like a game feel thing. It's just it's a very nice thing. But right there, if you jump on the very last Coyote frame, like hyper dashing off it, you can just bunny hop across that entire screen.
I think
funny
it's
up,
4
please.
frames window for
Four?
frames.
All right.
So now entering in more cycles, more wall bounces, more wall jumps, more rush resets, more wall grabs, more
just
More
falling.
everything. More everything.
Very epic. Very epic.
B-sides are just more. That's about it.
More
This
awesome
is
music.
super exciting.
More good
honestly.
music.
And the music
Shout-
is really good.
Shout out to Lena Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible composer of this game.
Totally. The music on B-sides is amazing. Now this strat doing a neutral jump, trying to climb to the other way, then a diagonal into corner jump, and now getting to the other side, another neutral jump, and getting to the next room.
Very nice.
Actually, very smooth. This is
This is a very easy room. Bum,
yeah,
boom, done.
it's very simple.
for
Now,
no reason. There's some pretty
smooth
sweet
corner boost.
strats here with nice corner boost there.
Now wave dashing here,
Very nice.
getting, and now do you remember Ashiro? Well, he's back in B-side version. So
Zero's back, and he's still mad.
and even
Oh.
more mad than before, because the B-side is like, well, harder. It's a B-side. after
There's a
all.
very small gap there you can just stand on.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but there just is. So
You can
get your dash
reset your
back.
dash
It's
there. Yes.
very nice. Do some
Now-
hypers here. Get through very quickly.
Now getting this section to reset the dashes. Now this is really similar to the second last screen in the previous part, but with just a different pattern and a couple
Nice.
that one is in the middle. Now getting the end of 3B,
Yeah.
trying to
All
reset
right.
the dash.
So watch closely what I'm about to try to do here. All right. So there's no setup for this. Oh, not quite. All right. So this is pixel perfect. Okay,
Oh.
that was a little bit high.
Like a
Like
pixel
2
high.
pixels high, I think. There we go.
All
Nice.
right.
Great try.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great
so,
try.
so that's the application of demo dashing that we mentioned earlier.
Good camera.
The gap between the dust bunny's hitboxes is actually exactly 4 pixels, which is what you get when you demo dash. So this is a literal a pixel perfect trick. So well done.
Do we have time for a few more donations?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
All right, we got a $50 donation from All-in-One Mighty saying, "Hey Teach, so happy to catch your run at ESA. It's been a blast following your progress on the game in all these past years. Good luck on the run."
Yo, thank you so much.
We also got a $50 donation from Maver Raiders saying, "Really enjoying the speedruns. Keep up the great work for Alzheimer's research." We also got a $50 donation from OTDQ saying, "Word up, Teach."
Yo,
Kevin
Kevin.
here.
Yo,
Hey, Kevin.
Kevin.
Yo,
Actu-
Kevin.
Shouts out to Power Up Audio. Wearing the shirt today. Thanks for the shirt, Kevin.
Nice.
Yeah, keep it up with the solid run and commentary, gents. Although, a little bit upset that you guys think extended
Archie!
hyperdashes are only sorta intentional.
No, they are. They are. They are.
So we're in Golden Ridge now. You may have know this. There's wind. Wind is annoying. That's about what wind does. You should know what wind does if you
close.
have ever been outside.
By the way, that was a cycle skip.
Yeah,
Nice
that
cycle
was
skip, yeah.
Yeah, pretty good intro, by the way. Some
Nice.
really spicy corner balls. You got
Yeah.
the dash reset. No, that was not the dash. That
There's
was
also
the
these
diagonal.
clouds in this level. They act like trampolines because, I mean, have you been on a cloud? That's just how they work.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah, very good simulation of real life.
Yeah.
yeah.
This game is 100% just what real life in Canada is, I'm pretty sure. And
Now
now
the
he's going to do
hard.
the hard. There's a very nice skip here. He's going to do a double wall bounce right here and
Nice.
just
First
get the
try,
hard.
nice.
Very nice done.
Actually, intuitively, this is really similar, imitating a tech of Super Mario Bros. 3,
Yeah.
getting in the block, the white block there. But, well, it's faster just doing the wall bounce. So.
Yeah. Shout out to Super Mario 3. We ignore it.
Aw.
Great.
Yeah, it was
Great-
a good
great game,
reference,
though, great
but, well,
Nice.
sorry.
So here's the autoscroller, or one of the 2 autoscrollers in this level. There's actually several ways to skip this. This is one of them.
Wait.
Ultra dashing, very nice. You can either skip part of it or just the entire thing, but the entire thing is like, it's hard.
It's hard, yeah, it's very hard.
But you technically can. But that's the probably the fastest way if you're not skipping all of it. Oh, that's unfortunate.
And there's a really nice strat in the next screen. I don't know if Teach is going to go for it, but he's going to set it up by reverse hypering into this screen. Oh, yeah, all right,
nice.
man.
Nice.
You get just enough momentum if you can reverse hyper into the screen and then get a grounded ultra into that bubble. That's very difficult to
Actually,
make.
in the intro of this game, there was something interesting as well, and it was jumping and doing a hyper dashing and doing a bunny hop from the block and using the momentum, the vertical momentum the block gives. So with that, getting extra height and reaching the next block, skipping another one. So actually, that's very cool.
By the way, you don't have to get that block. You can just hyper. It's free. It's easy. It's not that easy. So now we're entering the cliff face section very soon, and everyone's favorite snowballs is going to arrive. They're gonna also
The
sort of
final boss.
They're also cycle based. They're gonna come from the left side of the screen onto Madeline's current position when they spawn. What's nice is you can actually like bounce off them and get your dash back, and we're probably gonna see Teach do that right there, for example. Probably a couple more times as well. I don't quite remember his strats. Very nice there.
Now changing some ultras on up. Okay, actually.
Alright, not quite what I wanted, but it's fine.
Still not bad. Not
was
bad.
fast.
Definitely not bad.
Yeah. Now bouncing off that to get a
more
very nice
ultras.
ultra in there. Oh, these bubbles are also a thing, by the way. They just make you basically are an extra dash. That's about it.
And
But
you
they're very
may,
nice.
you may have noticed on the last screen, you can actually set up reverse hypers with bubbles.
Yes.
Which is amazing.
Fantastic. Very nice there.
So,
Alright, so that's
that was
for
for A.
Yeah. Now, one of my personal favorite levels in the game, 4B. That so many crazy skips in this level. It's going to be great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I've been commentating most of the B-sides, and I can tell that probably I'm kind of hyped about B-sides. Well, this B-side is particular because it's fun, it's hype, it's everything good, but actually it's plenty of autoscrollers, and the music is like very chill. This is the cycle skip, it's going very tightly, and now taking the
Nice.
platform, great. Now taking the bubble. We have actually that if you break the block, you have like floating physics, I think.
Yeah,
for a
sort of.
little. So that basically helps you to set up. So you have those puzzles, you have to actually enter with the block, and that is actually very precise. They don't look that tight, but they are.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Apparently,
Okay. Bubble?
the hitbox of the bubble
Okay.
So yeah,
decided
there's
to not.
Yeah, there's gonna be a couple autoscrolls here, so if you have like 1 or 2 donations, you could go right ahead.
We have a lot of autoscrollers.
Yeah, definitely. We've got a $20 donation from Cygrus saying best of luck to the ESA runners. We also got a $20 donation from JF87 saying Celeste is one of my favorite runs. If the hype gameplay wasn't enough, the music alone would get it way up there. Good luck on the run, TJH. And also, hi Dave.
Hey,
And I quickly want to remind everyone that this run is brought to you by Western Digital Black. If you make a donation of $20 or more during this specific run, you are eligible to win one of the 2 SSDs that Western Digital is giving away. So if you want to be eligible to win one of those 2, make sure to get your donations in during this run, because this offer only stands during this one and only if it's $20 or more. So yes, thank you all.
Okay, so back to 4B again. The wind is like kind of crazy in this level. You have a lot of really tight spots to hyper dash and wall bounce and stuff like that. There are plenty of bubbles and well, all of the scrollers we already saw. And now it comes another cycle skip. So basically, instead of doing all the round and using the platform there, we diagonal through it. So another auto-scroller, but actually with this spices it up. And once getting there, we can wait for it.
I'm gonna try something here. Little reverse extended.
Oh!
Nice done.
that's so risky. So risky.
That's really
man.
risky because
Yeah.
you lose a lot of time if you
Also,
fail
shout
that.
out to lower block never making it.
Aww.
It's very sad.
It tried its best.
Yeah.
Now we
Wait.
have this vertical screen that is actually gives me some fun memories. As casual, probably you have started with that, or at least I did. I don't know. Well, now entering the last checkpoint, we have this section with a lot of changing wind because the wind is not always necessarily in the same direction. Sometimes it stops and starts going to the other way.
And can I explain the next strat if you don't
Yep.
mind?
Go
All right,
right
so
ahead.
this very next screen, it wants you to open or get a ton of lock switches, but Teach is actually not going to get. He's not even going to get them.
Yeah,
so,
we're gonna
Actually,
skip
that
all
was
of
my
them.
start.
So what he's going to do is he's going to activate the
Thank
wind
you,
here.
Shadow.
He activates the wind and it goes back to the bubble so that he can reach that block with his dash so that he can do it like a spike jump while having a dash, and then you just literally skip the entire screen, and
It's ridiculous.
it's already gone, and I'm not
Well,
even
the
finished
first version
explaining
was
it.
even worse. The
Yeah.
first version
I feel like a lot of these
was
things
still
in this
harder.
game just nice corner.
Nice.
Nice.
The cycle.
Ooh,
And
you got it. Nice.
Nice.
Don't miss
There
the
we go.
part.
That's for me.
Jump, 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 jump. Okay, that was for me. Actually, 0-7 is very good.
Yeah, it's not bad, especially
Considering
for the
the
death
you
in the
had
autoscorer.
in-
Yeah, that
because
was,
he was late
yeah.
in the screen.
that was
Yeah.
a huge time loss, but other than that, it was okay.
That was for me.
I still don't know what happened. I just dashed too early, I guess.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Sometimes you're just bad. It's fine.
It's that's.
Sorry. Anyway,
No,
now we
no,
have
you're fine, dude.
now we have my favorite chapter.
Oh.
5A, the Mirror Temple has a lot of really fun strats. Coming up, we're gonna see a couple of like sort of skips in the in 2 rooms. I'm getting ahead of myself. I like this chapter a lot. I'm sorry. So right here, you're supposed to like go to the left, take a bubble to go back, but you can just do that, and then ooh,
Nice.
very nice. That's
Nice
a
cycle skip.
super tight cycle skip. So very nice done. So coming up in 2 rooms again. Actually, it's gonna do. Yeah, so right here you can do a corner jump and skip the cutscene when you're on the button, which just saves your coordinate and you get up there.
And now
it's time for yeet.
Yeet.
Nice.
Nice,
Yeet.
done.
First yeet today. First. No pressure.
Will we get a double yeet?
Oh,
No
That
pressure.
kind of pressure on me, Dave.
No pressure. No pressure.
So I think it's technically faster if you, after getting this tape here, return to map and go back to checkpoint and do another yeet. I think that's technically faster, if I'm right.
I didn't want to
Yes.
put that on you.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
but yeah,
You'll take
returning. No, you're. I was entirely joking.
So yeah, right now he's gonna return to map, go back to the checkpoint he was at, and also you might have noticed there we actually already
another
that
one.
again?
Nicely done.
I didn't know that part. I mean, it's obvious, but.
All right, let's see if he
you're
gets this again.
Aw.
Well, one
That's
to
fine. I
half.
saw one of them.
One
so-
to half. Fair enough. Hey,
So
actually,
now
nice exit.
he's have to go up here to get a key, which is gonna be used to unlock the hard tour in a little bit.
I think there was a like super ridiculous strat that this probably does only to get the key directly from that screen.
Wait, really? I haven't seen that.
I heard that it was.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
That sounds pretty silly. So yeah, he
Alright,
gets the
so-
key now.
So yeah, we need this key to actually skip this particular log, which I'm gonna. Nope, not
Oh.
quite. Here, this one's for Swessy. Nope.
Do you want me to do
Your
it?
fault, Suzy.
Nice.
Okay, here we go.
GBS.
Double skip.
Good job.
So that's the old way of
Old
doing
style.
it. There's another way you can do it.
That
by
is more complicated to explain. So actually, this is a corner
Yeah.
boost, and that's all.
Yeah. it's
Yeah,
a
pretty
very it's a like you have like a pixel or like 1 or 2 pixels you have to like start it on and like end your dash on like the as late as you possibly can to make the corner boost happen. Right now he's gonna do a very nice little jump off here. See?
Just lining up.
1, 2,
Some pixels.
and there you go.
Helpful.
That's actually a little bit sub-pixel dependent.
Yes.
I was surprised when I heard
So,
that some
good job.
pixels are actually
Oh yeah, they're very much a
in there.
thing.
But yeah,
It usually doesn't affect too much, but right there is one of the few places we can actually affect if you can do the trick or not. So, luckily you got it. So now we're entering the mirror of the Mirror Temple. Makes sense. We're gonna see.
There are mirrors in the mirror temple.
Yeah,
yes.
it's insane. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's insane, actually.
So we have these seekers here. This is like an introduction of the seeker enemies. They don't actually dash like this, but they do always like try to dash towards Madeline's position. They can kind of change the way they move. So they're a bit weird to handle, but probably she's gonna be fine. If you want 2 donations, this is pretty
Oops,
some build
that's-
stuff happening right now.
but fun cutscenes. Okay.
All right, we definitely have a few donations lined up over here. We got a $20 donation from Tom Berry Perry saying, Celeste is a game very close to my heart and I love seeing it get the spotlight. I had to donate during the run. You got this, TGH. Good luck to all the runners.
Thank you so much.
We also got a $10 donation from Kaleva saying, woohoo! Good
Oh.
luck to Teach going fast. Really happy to support Swedish Alzheimer's Foundation. Can't wait until Tuesday when I head to Sweden to see all the great people.
Thanks, Kelva. See you soon.
We also got a $50 donation from Gauntlet Wizard saying, here's to everyone climbing the mountain of depression. You can do it and find strawberry, rhubarb and hearts on the way. And we also got a donation from Illo Ominated donating $125.
Wow.
Saying, holy cow! Rarely have I ever witnessed a demonstration of such hand coordination and muscle memory. This Celeste speedrun blows my mind. Good job! Thanks everyone so much for those donations.
So this is one of the major sequence breaks in this level. He's just going to set up a reverse dash jump, which gives him his dash back, and he can just clear that whole thing. Normally you have to get 2 keys to remove some blocks so that you can take a bubble all the way across, but nah, we know reverse dash jumps.
Yeah, and that's as we might have mentioned, this game was like very much intended to be speedrun, and that was like one of the tricks that was 100% intended by developers to be a thing. Shout out to all the developers, basically.
Oh, by the way, seekers can block roads.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Now we enter Theo's section. Theo has a lot of weird properties to him. He's in this crystal, he can't move it by himself obviously, so we have to carry him. If you hyper into him like this, you get or ultra into him, sorry, you get a lot of extra speed and height, and I don't understand how any of this works, but it just kind of does. And basically it ended up looking really interesting. It's hard to explain this stuff, I'm sorry.
It is really hard to explain some of the tech, honestly, in this game. Like, even though like everything is like really simple on paper, combining it all into
Yeah.
into, by the way,
Double.
Oh.
All right,
Yeah,
let's,
as we
let's
explained,
try
the game has like only 3 actual inputs
no.
that are
Okay, whatever.
jump, dash, and grab. All the combinations are a lot complex depending on the context and how you reset the dash and when you land the objects and all the stuff. So yeah, basically this section mixes up a lot of really complicated stuff and make that with also grabbing Theo and getting ultra dashes and all the coordination it requires is actually really hard. On this last screen also you can see those waves, they're really annoying and you hit the eye and that was 5A.
Yeah, so as you do, if you have a friend stuck in a crystal, just chuck him at an eye.
Yeah.
It usually works.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe you can escape.
And now we have 5B, which is my least favorite level.
Hey,
So-
5A is really cool.
It's good. It's just really difficult, and it also has a it's a 5A had a sequence break. 5B's got a sequence break for us. We're actually going to do a sort of checkpoint abuse where Teach is going to fall down from a platform in which he's not supposed to fall down from. Like there's an entrance in the ceiling that he's going to fall down from, and because there's not like a standard checkpoint for coming out of that screen, it's going to default him to a other location, which will save about like 30 seconds.
Something like that. 25
yeah,
or
something like
something.
that, actually.
Like right here.
Right there.
Nice.
There we
First
go.
try.
That's very, very tight. I think it's like 1 or 2 frames you have to like.
it's a 2-frame
It's
window
2-frame
to
window.
release the jump button.
Thank you. So yeah, that's an incredible hard trick. And because of this trick, this chapter is actually used in the any % route. It's actually faster to get the tape and then do this chapter rather than doing the entirety of 5A. Which I'm sad about because I like 5A and not 5B. That's just me.
5A is really good in other categories, like,
Yes.
like ARB.
ARB, 5A
this
is
one.
absolutely fantastic. There's another skip
actually
where you can
ARB
do
is
a
really crazy.
very nice spike jump there.
So now this screen has a lot of cycle skips, and actually if you activate, for example,
Nice.
those
Close.
platforms are activated by dashing, so if you dash earlier, logically, the platform is getting back to its place earlier, so that's why actually dashing earlier to wall bounce is a lot faster than just dashing on it. So now entering in the mirror, we have this fall with basically nowhere to land. We have to actually activate all the switches in the way to get this, and then crazy ultras, and now our seekers, our friends, you can hit them and activate all the 4 switches. Now we have more seekers, corner jumps, more seekers.
It's just more again.
A really
There's
hard
a lot
more
of
seekers.
This strat is insane. Look at this
okay,
shit. Oh no. Look
It's
at this.
insane.
I didn't hit
Hopefully.
him far enough over. This is
see.
better.
So
So
use the boost to get over here. Get his dash back here to do a very tight corner boost or corner jump. Sorry, get all the way over there. Very nice done.
Yes,
Yeah.
you'll see like many instances of Teach
Oh, it's Theo again.
diagonal dashing into a wall and then getting a wall jump out of his diagonal dash, and you can do some pretty cool tech with that.
Yeah. So now we're in the 5B Theo section. There's some really cool strats here as well, and yeah, just look, watch this basically.
Yeah,
fun.
the second control is really fun and fully part of the run. And now entering on this section, you have to still carry the crystal and activate all the switches on the way. And now this room is literally impossible, at least
It's
for
clearly
Theo.
impossible. He did it.
All right.
I can't believe it.
So we've dealt with we've dealt with Theo for 2 chapters now, so it's time for him to go.
Retaliation!
All right, here we go again. Let's go. Let's go.
No.
Definitely didn't have an outlet there.
There we go.
Theo, die later, please.
Oh no. Teach, what are you doing? You can get him to land this block.
You know,
If
having
he's nice.
It's really.
There. No!
How is it falling off?
this is the revenge of Theo. This is the revenge of Theo. Theo really wants.
You should not have said anything. He was prepared for it, Teach.
Okay,
Just do it.
It's
Show that
taunting me now.
coming.
It's just taunting me now.
Just do it
I mean,
normally. Come
I
on.
100 confirm that.
No, please don't.
Dude, it's gonna happen.
Okay. If you want to hide that way, it happens.
Okay, so it's a
Mad
pixel,
Line is
it's
mad.
a pixel more to the to the left.
Please
one
don't.
pixel more
It's-
left, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. See ya,
There we
Theo. Get out of here.
All right,
Okay.
let's just return the map. Let's just forget that happened and move on.
Teach.
Just forget
In my
that ever
opinion,
happened.
completely worth. Completely worth.
So you can do that.
It's the most precise trick in
Don't
5B.
ever do that.
But
Don't
Theo knew it. Theo knew it.
Don't. It's not Theo's fault.
Saves 2 years.
It is.
Oh my God, Dave.
And speaking of saving
Come-
2 years, we're gonna save about 8 seconds by doing a thing called Lake Skip. Does that save 8 seconds?
4 seconds.
4 seconds.
Yeah.
I lied.
seconds.
I'm,
No, you're good.
I'm lying to you guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, so this is a pretty precise wall jump that he's going to do here.
but it's really cool looking. So
Easy.
here we go.
Very nicely done.
That's actually pretty difficult.
There's a couple of setups. There's one where you like jump off the wall. You can also do a wall bounce into another wall bounce if you're feeling spicy. But the jump off the wall is way more consistent. Also, shout out to Kevin. He's in the chapter. Just is.
The famous story of the.
He actually, if you remember, he donated earlier OTDQ, right?
Yeah.
I don't
Yep,
remember his name.
OTDQ.
OTDQ.
Yep.
Kevin, Power Up Audio was working on the audio, and he's actually making the sound of these blocks.
Yeah. So the heart and
yes.
tape are over to the left. I'm just going to finish 6A first. It doesn't matter which one you do first, but I like to try to get an 90% IL.
That's important.
Very important.
So yeah, so after he's done the entire 6A, he's just gonna go back and.
You'll see Tej is, taking these feathers that flow through the air. He's actually, for a lot of these, he's going to be using an analog stick as opposed to the D-pad. That's because if the feather navigates more than 13 degrees, I believe, you start to lose speed. So in order to obtain those angles, you can do it on keyboard. You can have good angles on keyboard still, but it's a lot easier to have good movement with an analog
and
stick.
technically it's faster than analog, but it's just frames faster.
Plenty
It's
of-
not
plenty of
you
top
can't
runners on
run if you
keyboard.
Yeah.
don't have an analog. You can.
Yeah.
The feather is like the only thing you can actually use like 360 controls
probably,
with. So the task uses that, and it doesn't save enough time to like. You don't have to have like a controller as well as a keyboard if you're playing that. But yeah, the rest of 6A is pretty standard stuff. I think for a while.
Probably
so
a good time for donations.
yeah, you can read a couple of donations.
All right, we definitely got a few donations coming in here. We got a $20 donation from Supersonic saying, "Best of luck to my boy, the great Hooky Duck. Can't wait to see you in a couple of days, my friends. Have fun."
See you soon, Super
Yeah.
Sonic.
Shout out to Supersonic.
We also got $20 from Oakmeister saying, "Hey TGH, Celeste crowd control when?"
This weekend. Oh no, that's linked to the past crowd
Nice.
control.
We also
It's up to Warpworld.
We also got $20 from Tiny Tim saying, "Hey yo, really enjoying ESA so far, and it's only the second day. Best of luck with the run, TGH, and shoutouts to Dave, Swayze, and Revolution on commentary. Cheers!"
Yo, thanks, Tiny Tim.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thanks.
Tim.
And remember, everyone, all these $20 donations are eligible for the giveaway that Western Digital is doing at the moment. They're happy to present this run to us today, and every donation of $20 or more makes you eligible to win one of the two SSDs of 250 gigabytes. So if you want to win one of those two, make sure to get a donation to win. You got like...
So right now we have Badline Boost, and it's done. Oh,
It's not done.
Never mind.
Yeah,
you
the thing is that
can.
it's not only fast to actually miss it like that. It's actually super fast.
So what he's doing there is just using Hyper and a Bunny Hop off the Kevin block, so you just gain a lot of speed, and then zooms through that. You should zoom through that entire what's called hallway, I guess, and then skip the cutscene at the end. Unfortunately, not quite this time. I think we haven't properly explained is like moving blocks in this game just always give you a lot of momentum, and the more things you do off them, the more speed you get. So that's why you do both the Hyper and the Bunny Hop. It just adds more speed to your jumps. So this is the Badline fight. Basically what we have to do is just go up and just boop Badline a couple of times in each screen until she realizes that we're actually not bad. I don't know.
Perfect.
It makes sense.
Yeah, nice.
This is really distracting, guys.
Okay, literally.
I was debating on actually, doing, but sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Keep doing it.
Boop. There we go. Perfect.
It's totally not more distracting.
No, I mean it was behind you. You can't see behind you. It makes perfect sense.
You guys are good.
Yeah.
Just do it right in front of the screen next time.
Okay.
Alright, yeah.
And here?
Do you have time for a few more donations?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
All right, we got a $50 donation
Perfect.
from Clifford saying, "Hey guys, TGH running and an all-star couch? What a great combo. Best of luck with the run."
Clifford, thanks, dude.
We also got $33 donation from Klosjar saying, "Have a great marathon all. Looking forward to the Last of Us speedrun." Also, ich bin ein Kartoffel. I don't think I'm a potato, but okay. We also
You're
got
not a potato.
$10 from Coach Trident saying, "Hey Teach, it's me, Trident. I'm so happy to catch you doing your run today and being at the event for such an important cause. I always love your streams and have been a loyal fan for a long time. Also, hello everyone at the ESA Marathon. Glad to be here and happy you are all supporting the cause.
Yikes.
TGHL, love, hype, yeet."
Yo, thank you, Triton.
So also a thing I forgot to mention is Badline has these ball attacks she throws out. If she hasn't finished throwing out all her balls, they're actually not hitboxes yet. So I think in one of these screens it looks like he just ran through a ball, but it's just like Badline hadn't done the attack properly, so the hitboxes aren't there. Because reasons.
Actually, that was the first corner jacks on this run, I think.
Oh yeah. So this is the end of Reflection A. And, well, technically in the story now, Badline's like, okay, you seem cool enough. We'll join together. Now we have 2 dashes.
We're fine now.
Level up.
But because we're doing L chapters, he's going to go to the 6B side. And he's not going to have 2 dashes because reasons.
Because it's all chapters?
What?
Pretty much.
I mean,
Yes.
Pretty much.
B-side should be in every category, right?
No, you're wrong. And
But
also,
no,
even if
I'm
it
not
wasn't
wrong.
any... Never mind, let's not have this discussion now.
By the way, did you say corner jack?
Corner jacks.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a not so PG-13
That's
name
aesthetic.
for that particular event.
Don't forget the...
Corner Bob.
Yep, gotcha.
Alright, so now as we mentioned, he's going to go back and get the tape and heart here. He's going to go for a very, very fun strat. We call Revo's nonsense because this guy right here... no. Let's see.
And...
Oh, nice. No!
Wow!
No!
3/4 of
She
this.
just didn't climb.
At least legit.
So yeah, you can do that. You can also
hard.
get a corner boost at the very last thing. That's very hard. That's very unfortunate.
Hey,
But that's a very cool strat. But
We
yeah,
saw the
is-
momentum.
But you got
Yeah.
it somewhere time, so.
So that's Revo's nonsense because
I'm
Revo,
pissed.
the guy here, basically came
I
up
mean,
with that.
actually, I copied it from the task.
Shut
So
up.
it's
No,
not
it's
even
all
mine.
yours. It's all yours now.
So now getting the time for the heart. The heart is, do you remember the code in Forsaken City? Well, maybe not. Well, it's a dash code, so here you have to do the same, and 3 more that are basically the same code, but with like mirror.
Yep.
So in different directions. So well, this
Yeah.
has
No, Teach is remembering
a great
everything.
memory.
Don't worry about him looking down. There's
and-
not a notepad there with the
There's
exact
totally not a
directions.
notepad right in front of
By
me.
the way, I wanted to do this, but I forget.
Yeah, don't twist that around.
I
I
said no,
would've-
better not.
I would have noticed.
So now it's time for the best chapter in the game. Actually, probably when I die instead of Herald Heaven, I want to be sent here to 16.
Yeah, this is like Revo's love child. He's like the one person crazy enough to actually do this in any percent. It
There-
does
there
it
are
does
more of
technically
us.
save time, but the chapter is so unforgiving and has such long deaths that it's like almost never worth going for in any percent.
1 minute 1 tape and 4:19 is the record of the stage.
I
Well, that will
don't
be
know.
like 10 seconds faster than 6A record.
Yes, but that's not worth going for.
Well, technically, this level is super fun everywhere. It's like you have no floor, you have bumpers everywhere. Everyone
Yeah.
loves bumpers.
Yeah,
I think we agree
speaking-
on that.
No?
Speaking of bumpers, we actually didn't mention, which Teach is kind of showing on some of these bumpers, where if you dash into the bumper and you don't even need to dash. If you're holding away from the bumper on the frame in which you hit it, you will actually get a double boost as you launch back.
Actually, back to 5B, in the moment, and 5A, of course, in the moment we actually saw that start with the Seeker is basically the same.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But in the moment the Seeker explodes, exactly, that's the difference. This is by the way a place that if Tish dies, it lost like 30 seconds. Oh, he didn't. Now, entering here on the downfall section, you can do a lot of fancy diagonal dashes, but
They're very hard.
yeah, probably the most used start is actually alternating diagonals with horizontals because it's I mean, they're really tight, honestly. So hitting the cabins, keeping falling. This is one of my favorite sections actually, because we have bumpers, and bumpers are cool. We agree on that.
How do you like bumpers?
You can hyper
Bumpers are
dash
great.
underwater, by the way, and
Oh, yeah.
keep falling, resetting the dash with the crystals. Probably we actually explained that the crystals reset the dash. Well, getting a lot of crystal dashes. This is a tag jump, and now keep going. There are a lot of water boosts on this section.
Yeah, right. Water boosting is not a thing. Water boosting is not really a thing we can do. We can do like one or twice, but every time you jump in the water, you gain a bit of speed. If you've ever watched a task of this, and if you haven't, you should. But you can water boost like on every frame, and you get a huge amount of speed at every one of these screens. It's fantastic.
By the way, there is a version incoming that this section is a little more lenient, and you can actually try out the demo dash to skip the first part. Actually, you can in this version, but in the new version that is coming, it's actually more lenient and more viable.
Yeah.
Still very complicated. So now we are actually reaching up the first part of the violin section. Actually, we have 2 checkpoints with violin on this B-side. Personally, I really like more 6B violin, but probably 90% of people will not agree with me, but and this one is like more like a challenge. There are a lot of really fancy stuff. Here we have a lot of crystals. Remember, there is no floor. Well, you can see that. Technically, you can skip this, but it's extremely hard. So we take the feeder. The skip for this is really ridiculous. Now taking the switches, feeders, a lot of them.
This room is very punishing to die in.
It's incredibly punishing.
And actually, there is a particular cycle that if you have submersion, you can actually get hit by the orb in the end. Fortunately, at the end. This game is a little awkward because of that bumper in the intro, but it's actually
nice.
I mean, all the level is fun.
Do you actually think
what
this
do
is
you
fun?
have against 6B? Why
Everything.
are you not playing 6B 90%? I mean,
too many things.
I understand cowardly, but
anyway,
bad taste. This is a really good level.
Yeah, there's a really cool strat
cool.
here. He's gonna wait for the dash crystal to respawn, hit it, and just take that dash.
Cool one here too, if I can pull it off.
That was the entry of reprieve. Now we get momentum from that. And
I'm gonna try it again.
Okay, try it again.
Okay, showing off is important, even if you were in amazing 6B pace.
Oh.
Showing off is important. I completely support you in this because he was actually able to fix it. But this is a good ultra using the momentum of the
just
wall.
move on, I think.
So one more try.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now let's move on. That's
probably much
anyway,
more.
the rest of this is just like more battleline things. So if you have a couple of nations.
Oh, I definitely got some hype over here coming in.
Oh,
we got a donation from Koragi donating $250.
Wow, it's 6B, of course.
Revo, stop. Sorry, go ahead.
Saying, I love Celeste, and I just had to donate during the run. Good luck to TGH and all the other runners. And with that, we've also just surpassed the 12K raised in total.
Hey, good job,
it's
everyone.
6B, of course.
Oh my god.
That was nice. Oh,
that wasn't so nice.
Yeah, that was actually really unfortunate. Actually, that was a misdirection of the dash, but this screen is actually really hard. As you can see, there is a lot of downfall. Actually, we can explain it again. Beware of this cycle.
He just wants to show the reverse ultra dash. That reverse ultra dash there is amazing.
He got it three times in a row. So beware. Now,
try this.
Yeah. The bumpers here are really punishing and hypering, and this is the last screen. The last screen is actually really easy.
But it's very long.
Oh no, I should say the truth.
It's not the hardest.
Actually,
like,
it is hard.
Individual
it's
thing.
really hard. This
it is
one
very hard.
particular
But the
is
most
really
thing
hard.
is
It's no pressure, but it's really hard. Now
it's just very long. That's the main thing. Nice.
Okay, here we go. And now we're taking the hard. Actually, there is some science to be done here, but later. And now getting the bumper here, and extend the diaper, and resetting the dash in the heart, and that was the best level in the run.
No.
I mean, this is the best level in the run.
No,
best level in the run had some of the best deaths in the run as well.
Well, to be honest, you tried to show off something pretty cool.
Now we finally get to have our second dash, as we're gonna now finally climb the summit again. The summit is basically just like a recollection of all of the different stages that we've watched so far. Starting off with Reflection, because Reflection is actually at the bottom of the mountain because story reasons. I'm not gonna spoil. So we're gonna climb through every chapter again. On the way here for all chapters, not only we have a tape and a heart to get, but to get the heart in each section we have to get a gem, which are hidden out of the way because of course they are. So we're gonna be one here at the end, right after getting the badline, little badline section. Also, every sub chapter has a badline section at the end, where badline helps you and gives you a lot of height. Oh no,
I forgot.
You gotta time it right, dude.
I forgot. I forgot the crystal.
There you go. Good job.
Can I read some more donations?
Sure, go ahead.
Of course, go ahead.
All right, we got a $50 donation from Kurthar saying, great marathon so far. Can't wait to come down to Malmö on Tuesday. You're crushing it, TGH. Keep it up.
Thank you.
We also got a $50 donation from Kai saying, damn, I hated those Theo sections. Thank you, TGH, for giving me some form of revenge.
It took me a few tries.
Was it worth it, though?
Oh, should
Sure. All right, so here's a pretty nice little strat here. Never mind.
No one even should try it. Yeah, actually that was
nice.
really lit version.
Also, there you retry, and you basically just get up here faster. It's just faster to retry sometimes. Sure, that works.
Ah, good recovery.
Yeah, whatever.
On the fly strats.
I like it.
Nice little reverse dash jump into an Ultra,
Nice.
that is difficult. That is
That's
really
very
difficult.
hard.
Really cool stuff. And
Now coming up on the end here of the chapter 1 section, we're gonna do a nice little corner jump right there to
Nice.
start that bump or Zipper early, and Skip having to wait for it basically. Very nice.
battery.
Run. So we're coming up on 1,000, and as we mentioned in all the way back in chapter 2, if you even remember that happening, you can hyper out of dream blocks. That gives you a lot more speed coming out of them. It's going to be used a couple of times during this section. You can also do jumps and double jumps out of them, as we mentioned. But
Yep.
yeah, it's a thing.
Particularly in 2A and 2B, since we only had one dash, a lot of times it's not really feasible for us to hyper dash out of dream blocks because we need our dash, so we would prioritize a double jump. But since we have an extra dash to deal with now, you're going to see Teach hyper dashing like crazy, man.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
Where was your dash?
There you go.
Here we go.
Where's
There's
dash
the
medal?
gem for the, what's it, 1,000 meters. I know
1,000
things.
meter, 1,000 meter. So in this section, it's actually really cycle based. So actually, if you lose the cycle, it's really hard to actually get the gem. So actually, that was really clean.
Nice triple hyper there.
More hypers.
And you can hyper out at the bottom. No floor. Yeah, you can hyper though. Sure.
I mean,
and,
is there a floor
and
in
it's
the
an
dream
and
block?
then
Block
anyway?
spikes. You can hyper off spikes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fine. Everything's fine.
Here we go.
Yeah, dream blocks are really cool. In this
Yeah,
game
they
run.
have a lot of
You
really
can
interesting.
It's
do
one
a
of
lot
the
of things.
funniest tech in the
There's
game.
a fairly big like modding community for this, where they do like custom maps, and there's some very interesting things people have done with the dream blocks. It's very cool to see. So in the next room, we're gonna go for the 3A or 7A tape. Oh, I'm chapters behind. He's gonna see if he's gonna do this.
Nice.
Nice
Okay.
little cycle skip.
Yes.
Very nice.
Cyclist.
That's actually very, very hard. You have like very little time to do a demo hyper of that block, which is basically just like you do the demo. Can you? I don't even understand.
I can explain it.
Go
So-
ahead.
So
Go ahead.
since when you demo dash, you're getting a crouch dash. Crouch dashes are what give you hyper momentum. So if you can demo into a surface, you can get hyper momentum off of that surface.
Thank you, Dave.
Now this is an actually fun gem that is extremely cycle based because the feature of 1,500 meters is pretty much the same as Celeste Resort. It's like everything cycles everywhere. So if you have a good timing after entering the screen, you have a really nice
Okay,
cycle
what is
there.
going on? This room, please.
That cycles over. Also,
Yeah, that
we haven't
cycles.
explained. If you die in one of these rooms, it's a different cycle to when you just enter it, and in some rooms that can really throw you off, especially if you're just used to the entry strats. Because Teach doesn't die, usually.
Are you watching this run?
That's what.
Yeah, it's pretty dang good. Don't you guys think so? Don't you think this run is awesome?
Nice. Okay, that was 1,500. I still cannot remember the names of these. That was 2K. The gem for this section is all the way out here to the left. So far, in fact, that after you have to use like the screen transitions to actually make it and get your dash back here. After he's getting the gem here, I believe he's gonna return to map.
Yep. This
that
is
is a
another
little
IGT based strat.
Yeah.
And one thing you can kind of point out here is at the end of this very first screen, Teach is going to kind of set up a wall bounce into the next screen, just like that. So yeah, you can actually set up wall bounces from the prior screen, which allows you to do some really cool strats.
Yeah. So like every screen transition saves like your momentum and just like starts it again as you when the transition ends. You also get your dash back, which is there's a lot of really cool strats that have happened. It's just hard to explain.
Speaking of really
so-
cool strats.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
here's an Autoscroller Skip for you.
No, it's an Autoscroller skip.
Yeah.
So there used to be another strat. Nice. There used to be another strat here where you would sort of like hyper off the moving block. You hyper off the moving block, and then you get sent through, and you can skip part of the autoscroller. Someone found that you can do that, so that's the Autoscroller skip.
Skip is important clarification. Now this section with some strong wine. Actually, there is only one screen with Noble here, right?
I don't know.
I think
There's
that-
wind.
Yeah, I think there's one. Yeah? Or two. There's,
Commenting on
or
this
wait,
screen,
one.
where actually some
Wait,
really
there
cool
are-
what are we talking
I don't know
How many
anymore.
snowball screens are in
Oh,
2000?
snowball at 1.
I
just
think there's just the one.
Yeah.
Oh, and we missed a sick demo dash that
Yeah.
Teach just nailed to squeeze
Yeah,
through
the
that
dashes-
block.
Very nice.
are not necessarily just for passing through spies. You can actually use the molasses to enter in very little gaps because actually that is what happens between
Oh,
spikes.
nice.
Oh, first try that.
Yeah, you
Nice.
can dash through this wall.
Yeah, breaking that wall there, it was thought for a long time that you actually had to take the red bubble over to break that wall, which is what you're supposed to do. But yeah, it was found recently that you don't have to. You can just dash into it. It is actually like really precise for some weird reason.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like for all the other kind of breakable blocks, you have to have either a seeker break it or a red bubble. But just that one is just like, yeah, you can break it. It's fine. Nice. Getting the key here, retrying to get down very quickly.
Casual double spike jump there to just sequence break and get the key instead of having to go all the way down to take a bubble to ride all the way up to get the key. We don't do that.
Nice.
That's sort of good.
Got time for a few more donations?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
All right, we got a $50 donation from Rue6 saying, I was going to donate for every time Theo killed Teach, but I lost count. So here's $50 instead.
Shout out to Door Skip.
Also, we got a $50 donation from FSVGM saying, good luck to TGH in his Celeste speedrun. This event has been great so far. Greetings from Luxembourg. And we also got a $100 donation from Penn saying, great running, great cause. Gotta go fast. Thanks everyone so much for those donations.
So now we're done with all the reruns of the chapters, and now we're on to something completely original, the Summit section of Summit. Makes sense. What we have here is the last 3,000 meters of the mountain, basically, and we're going to have to climb up the entire last part of the mountain. First, we have to, though, go to the right here and get the heart, because it's right here. And here it just checks if you have collected all the gems, and then decides whether to give you the heart or not. I think TJ's has actually gotten, he did actually manage to get all the gems.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I actually remembered all of them.
Very good. He's saving quit there again, too.
Yeah.
saving-
Actually, it's a matter of not forgetting.
Saving quitting there to save a little bit of IGT again.
But you know
Skipping
what's
hard
funnier,
animation.
actually?
What?
Getting all the gems, but forgetting the actual heart.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh yeah, that's fun. So yeah, this is the downwards wind section. Here, wall bounces and just upward dash in general are going to be very important. Just because you don't want to get pushed down too much, basically.
You'll notice Tej is skipping quite a few flags, so certain deaths can be punishing, but I think Tej's got this.
Yeah, he's played the game a couple of times, so I think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Very nice done.
I don't know,
Byline's also helping
sometimes
you.
Sometimes you wouldn't know how much I've played this game.
Yeah. So yeah, now we're in the upward wind section. So the wind now pushes you upwards. It makes perfect sense. This makes gravity like really weird. It just makes it very low, and it's kind of annoying to speedrun this because this flag and the next flag are really long, just because of the upward wind things you have to do. So deaths are really punishing, but you know he just does it because he can.
Whoops.
Well,
That's fine. That's
Yeah,
not
it's
a bad
not
Yeah,
idea.
Like,
that was like probably the most friendly death I've had all run.
Yeah.
probably the most friendly
Here's a
run
nice
you can
little
get in
strat
3K.
here. You can do a
Yes.
light to the diagonal. It's very tight, but yeah, it just does it. It's fine.
Then
Nice
climb,
neutral wall jump there. Neutral wall jumping, because the upward winds are a lot higher in this chapter, which makes you able to skip those spikes there. Skipping flag 10 because he's a mad lad.
See if we can get this.
Oh,
okay, never
wow.
Yeah,
Why? But
Never.
to try it, to try it.
Oh,
Okay,
that's not right.
good thing I got the flag.
Good thing,
Yep.
yeah.
The game was
here we
being
go.
nice to you. It knew.
Actually, I particularly hate the flag 9. It's like, I mean, it's hard.
Alright. So now we're out of the wind. Or, well, actually, sorry, no, we're not. I'm forgetting things.
Yeah.
One last wind section right here.
This super long screen, and now here we go without wind.
Now we're out of wind. Just a couple more flags here left to climb the mountain. Some nice little feather sections right here.
Yeah, first half right, you missed it. I can hear the crowd there.
On flag 2.
2.
See if he has the sick
And
flag
flag
1
1.
strats.
The place of really fun memes.
Oh yeah. Oh nice.
Sorry.
Fortunate.
I probably shouldn't
Oh.
have to
All
say
right.
that. Okay.
And that's Summit.
That's,
Very
that's
nice.
Summit Day. We can have another countdown because now it's time for the B-side of Summit.
Yeah. So
That
this,
has one of the best music in the game so far.
yeah. So 7B is actually probably my favorite level in the game to speedrun. It's there's a little bit of everything.
It's a little bit of everything. It's challenging. It's,
I mean that's also just Summit A.
It's It's actually
The
pretty
Summit
cool.
P is better.
Fair
For sure.
enough. Yeah, so Summit B, as with most things, it's Summit A but harder.
Music
Music is very good.
great.
Alright, starting off again in the reflector section. There's a lot of spikes. That's all I have to say.
Actually, this is pretty much similar to Summit A in the sense that you have a little bit of every chapter. Actually, this is supposed to be reflection, I think.
Yes.
Because we're in the bottom of the mountain again, and we're climbing section by section. So on this section, as you can see, there's a lot of spikes everywhere, and this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
And now getting the springs and the orb again. And
Very tight little
that
thing there at
last
the end
dash
because
is actually really scary.
yeah. It's
This
very
time,
split count.
we don't need to skip cutscenes, they don't happen. So now, back in 500? I'm bad at
500,
numbers.
yep.
Yeah, 500,
yes.
we have a lot of traffic blocks and a lot of really tight spots. We can just wall bounce here, fall off, and we have a lot of skips
Nice.
requiring double dashing. The screen is actually really long. No pressure, but it is.
There you go.
Now we have a lot of springs. We can go actually, instead of grabbing that is Nintendo way, we can go down and wall bounce. Now this block, actually really cool strats.
Ooh, nice. Just barely gets over there.
And this section that is pretty much all coordination and
It's just
This
memorization
is
of where to
actually
jump.
really hype and
Very
it's
nice.
really fun to run.
Very good.
Very well done.
Now we're up to 1,000 meters. Here, even more, we're going to see double jumping out of these
Double
dream blocks
jumping,
and also
yes.
a couple of hypers, I think, I hope. Not
Yeah,
wrong.
probably now.
Bam.
No.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not
I mean,
now. Not
yeah.
yet.
So that's what happened when you fail a hyper dash. He was just trying to teach you guys something.
Educational.
Yeah, it's very important.
Here we go.
There we go. That's nice.
Now some wall bounce, and this section actually is skipping compared
yeah,
with
right.
how it's intended. Probably instead of going all the way right, you can actually change by a couple diagonals. Same for this. Probably you can skip
Nice.
that second last one, but it's super hard.
Yeah.
On this section in particular, you use a lot of double jumps. They give you, as we said, a lot of wow,
Okay,
a lot
that
of
was-
that
speed
was big.
and a lot of height, and that is actually helping a lot to clear quickly this part. And more of them, more of them,
Put 'em.
more of them, and here we
Just
go.
more
The
of them.
spring and
We get-
the orb. Yeah, there
It's
is a
just
lot.
more.
It's a long climb, and it's actually super exciting. Now, getting to this part,
Oh boy.
this is again obnoxiously cycle based, like every Celestial Resort part of this game. But actually,
Nice.
it's really smooth and really fun to watch.
Yeah,
That
there's
was
also-
really good.
Nice.
Really tight spot to pass through.
Threading that is so difficult.
Yep.
Now we have another section obnoxiously cycle based, if I didn't say it before, with a lot of falls and actually really clean. And this section is pure rhythmic. It's like you have to have a particular timing for every single spring,
Yeah,
and
this is-
you get it.
I remember
Actually,
this.
very clean. Nice,
Excellent.
nice 1500.
Yeah, that was a decent one.
That was it.
Now 2K
Alright.
coming
More wind.
more furious than ever. It's like you have a lot of clouds, but this time you are surrounded with spikes. You have an autoscroller like every single golden reset part, but
Yep.
this time you have spikes everywhere. But you have those springs and
Nice.
nice skip
Nice
there. And now we have our
Oh.
final boss again, the snowball.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're gonna. Okay.
Yeah, we have strong wind and the ball here combined. Here we go. You can bump the ball. Wow.
It's a very,
whatever.
very cool
Okay.
strat in the screen. Normally it wants you to go up and around, but Teach is going to kind of shortcut.
No.
Well,
We
minor
can
shortcut at the
wall
beginning
bounce
there.
here.
You can
Getting the
do.
on
You can
switch.
fall back down on the left side of the start of that, but is it? It's not even faster, is it? I'm assuming.
I think it's a little faster to do what I did.
Okay.
Just a
Now
little
back to 2500, we have a lot of dash blocks and crazy strats using the momentum on this screen. In
A lot of
particular,
red.
as you can
Did we
see.
ever explain red bubbles?
I don't think so. Go ahead, Susie.
They dash you infinitely until you hit something.
And also, with red and green
Nice.
bubbles, if you press dash right when you enter the bubble, you actually remove a buffer time that happens
Oh.
to
I think
to
it's-
set your direction.
I think it's half second, 30 frames. Someone
Sorry?
can confirm. The time you skip by.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it seems about a half second, yeah.
It's something like that.
something
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I think it's very close to, if not exactly 30 frames.
Okay. Now the last screen that is actually really hype. We have a lot of bubbles and I don't know. This level is it's super fun to play. We get the momentum, wall bounce, and enter
Nice.
into 3K, so we can start a new countdown. Actually.
Now for the longest chapter. Last time we had 30 flags. This time we don't have time for that, so we have 20 flags.
So we're actually
We're also skipping a lot of them.
So we have 18 now. A lot of really complicated wall jumps here for 17. Now 16 with a lot of springs. This part is actually super fun to play. The downward section here is actually really a lot of coordination is required.
Yeah.
So
The springs are. This is just a really fun section to run, just dashing everywhere.
yeah, it's super fun
Nice.
to practice. Super fun to run every single time.
Coming up on the cloud now.
The cloud
the
is coming.
clouds.
The
The
cloud
cloud.
is really particular. This part,
This particular cloud, like right there. That one is
This
super.
one.
this one.
That one as well.
There we
Both
go.
Super
those
tight.
are just
It's
super,
super hard to get.
tight for just
So,
no particular reason.
On this section in particular, we have like a lot of spikes, more than ever even.
Yeah.
The no ground is replaced by ground with spikes everywhere, which is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So
It's just-
Black 10 is actually curious because you have only the 2 dashes. You don't have any place to land on refresh, so you have to wall jump all the way.
Doing
and
it
very long.
grabless.
Wow. Good job.
Actually, grabless, yeah, that's the point. Actually, it's actually hard to coordinate all those wall kicks without grabbing. Now, Flag 9, that is, I think, arguably the worst part of all because how awkward it is, but actually, Dish is doing it really smoothly. So now entering the last screen. It's the last screen.
So
Yeah.
now the bird's
No,
teaching us
second
we
last
can
one.
wall bounce. You can also do that. You can wall bounce.
Yeah,
You
can
know the
wall
thing
bounce.
we've been doing the entire game?
It's crazy.
Well, the
No,
bird is.
we clearly
Thanks,
have an
Bird.
open. Thanks, bird itself.
Okay.
Well, but if Nintendo percent was based on that, we could not hyper dash until later in the run. That is
Yeah.
one of the things.
And, you know, I already want to prep you guys for something that's coming up. You are not going to want to take your eyes off of the screen. Watch this next flag.
This is insane.
Bada
This
bing,
is
bada boom.
impossible.
Easy.
That is Demo Dash through the spikes.
Which we've done.
Well, actually, some clarification. Yeah, it's actually a really good execution, but actually there is a kind of interesting setup about it, and is that if you hyper dash at the max height of the hyper dash, you can do that demo dash, and actually that height is perfect, and it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah, it's
exactly.
It's one of the easiest demo dashes, actually.
It's a lot simpler than it looks, for sure.
Yeah,
So now we're
but-
coming up on the very end here. We're not quite done. We're gonna go take battle line once more
One cuts into skip.
and do the rhythm section here. Are you gonna go for the cycle skip?
I might.
All right, let's see.
If we can get it.
Hey.
So you're gonna do very
No
Nope.
guarantees.
Let's see if you can do it. Nice.
Nice.
Oh!
Let's go.
Nice
That's
job.
super,
Man.
super tight. Good job. That was a really nice 7B. Nice.
I don't usually go for that, but it's a marathon, so
Of
Sorry.
course.
that's the marathon strat.
I would say
guess.
sorry, but then you got it, so I'm taking credit. Thank
Casual first try, you know.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we have core, and core is
Core.
very interesting. Has some very interesting mechanics. First of all, we do have 2 dashes, but we only have 2 dashes now. The dashes don't actually reset when you touch the ground. You have to get either the dash crystals or transition screens to get your dashes back. Also, there are now going to be lava blocks and sort of ice blocks later in the next screen. Also, zippers like these. They just send you up the wall. They're cycling lava blocks or lava orbs. Sorry.
So a lot of things you're
And
going to see.
there's this.
I'm sorry. A lot of things you're going to see Teach doing is he's literally dashing into the gems. So it's like he's taking dash momentum, yet retaining 2 dashes.
Yeah. That's a mini ice skip, I suppose you can call it. You can just do those dashes through that. Just skip going like way to the right to get to turn this into ice like he's done now. Saves a lot of time.
Do we have time for a few donations?
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, we got a $20 donation from Blackbear saying, "Hi friends, I hope you all have a great time in ESA. Why am I not there? Sad faced. Aww.
Aww.
Aw.
Me
Thanks
too,
so
Black
much,
Bear.
Black Bear.
Thanks, Black.
Yeah, and
Make
a
sure
lot of
Garner
these $20 donations are coming in, and I want to once again remind everyone: only during this run, if you make a donation of $20 or more, you'll be eligible for one of the 2 SSDs that Western Digital Black is giving away. They are a returning partner to ESA, and if you donate $20 or more during this run, you'll actually be able to win one of their 2 amazing SSDs, which are just amazing. So definitely, if you still want to get your donation in, definitely there's like 25 minutes left. Get them in
Hopefully.
now.
Well, back to it, Carl. As you can see, this is getting the vertical momentum while grabbing in those competitors' wall. Actually, there is a fun tech about them. If you do a wall bounce out of grabbing them, you get a crazy upwards momentum. That is actually super fun in some
Yeah,
places.
we're
Like
to see that again right here.
nice.
There we go.
With that, you can actually skip some places. So
you're just gonna do a little bit of a skip by retaining one of the dashes right here with this semi-precise like jump to grab the corner. You can skip having to jump all the way across to get the gem and just do this. Boom, done,
nice.
easy. Now lava blocks. Lava blocks are weird.
They are weird.
They are very
weird.
weird.
They're strange enemies.
Like they are absolutely just the weirdest part of this entire game. They are like the direction they send you on is like very much exactly based on where you are, and like just being a couple pixels off, just
Oh my
it'll just
God.
do that.
Oh.
I was just a little bit too far to the left of the center of that block,
Yeah.
and I paid for it.
Actually, that was the karma of the explanation. I
Yeah.
mean, actually, lava blocks can be actually a lot of fun because you can actually get some really crazy momentum from them.
Oh,
Okay,
that's fine.
you have the backup.
But yeah, there's like in a couple of screens, it's gonna do some interesting stuff with lava blocks. You'll see.
And we have more bumpers because everyone loves bumpers. Actually, on this screen, as you can see, is more optimal keeping the dash onto the end for an hyper dash. Now, Corvus, hopefully. Yes, nice. Ah, good save there.
So right here, he's gonna do a hyper off this edge. That gives him like a lot of speed forward and just doesn't take any of the momentum upwards, and you just skip most of that. Very nice.
Now,
Feathers.
Feathers again.
Fireballs.
Fairly precise feather movement. Pretty standard. Coming up here to the tape room. More cycles. All fun. Gonna jump over this ice block here to make the ice, give himself more time to turn to fire. Take the tape.
Yep.
We're almost done with core.
So the last room, the heart room, looks really cool if I do it correctly.
So-
You get a lot of speed near the end with chaining ultras, so we'll see if I can get it. Right here. Not quite. Not quite.
Oh,
All right.
Unfortunate. Yeah, you can chain a lot of ultras there and get a lot of speed. It looks really fun.
they're very close to 4 minutes. Very solid goal.
All right, so moving on to Core B, which is one of the most brutal levels in the run for sure. Pretty much every death is costly, whether it be because you died at the end of a screen or because it does something weird to the cycle in the room.
And lava blocks.
Also, this is why we need the hearts. You actually need like to have a certain amount of hearts to get into the different cores, and for core C you need to have all the other hearts. So
Oh, just point that there
That's the
are
reason.
sides. Ah, I think we actually mentioned that before.
nice and done. So yeah, a lot of these screens are like extremely cycle based, and if he accidentally dies somewhere, he's probably gonna usually reset, like go out and go
Yeah.
in to get the ender cycle again, because
We get more
It's
momentum
basically
here
nicely
from
done.
lava block. And actually, if you have played this game and you know what golden berries are, probably you are really proud you have the golden berry on this stage.
yeah, this,
Because usually
I don't have this yet.
stage is really brutal. Well, actually, a lot of runners don't have it.
I
It's-
still haven't got. I need to 200%. Alright, not 200%. 114% the game.
I mean, it's a really, really hard level to finish the levels, and
Just
well,
hard to finish in general.
yeah, even to finish. Now we have this. Actually, if you jump off, grab jump in the moment you do a transition after those lines, you get some extra momentum. So now we can skip the dash, keep the dash to dash into the transition and do that.
Nice.
That's actually really cool because that saves a lot of time compared with starting the screen with only 2 dashes without the momentum.
Yep.
Now the screen has a lot of switches and a lot of these ice bumpers.
I guess.
Ice
Orbs.
guys, ice boys.
Okay, I agree with that.
This is mostly just like core things. You can.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
that's unfortunate. You can do 1 or 2
Damn.
nations.
All right, we just got in a big one. We
Oh.
got Minos donated $200.
Nice.
Yay.
Saying, hey y'all, you're all amazing for doing what you do. The runners for their skill and taking their time to attend. All the staff and people behind the screens for putting it together. This would not be possible without any of you. And also to the viewers for being here and donating to a good cause. Lost my father to Alzheimer's 3 years ago, and this one is for him. Thanks so much for that generous donation.
Alright, so we're sort of coming up towards the end of Core B. We have a couple of screens here with a lot of orbs. This is very, like, it's very finicky. We have to, like, sort of like do dashes sometimes and not do that sometimes. Anyway, here's fire skip, I suppose this is. You can just keep this being ice, and it works.
Yeah,
Get
actually, the
your
game
Yeah,
stamina
you're
back
not
right
supposed to be going through these screens.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game is tempting you to actually switch to fire, but it's actually a lot easier and faster keeping it nice and doing well what this is. On this section you have all these dashes and it's actually really scary. And now we have a reminder of every single stage of the level.
Yeah, so it just brings up like one thing from each level.
To be honest, this is
And then-
really cool when
Yeah,
you're
I like
playing
that
this
a
for
lot.
the first time. It's like reminding every single level. Now entering the last section for real. We have this lava block that actually, if you grab and you jump in the first frame, you dodge it.
Nice.
I'm not sure about how many frames is the window. You can actually not activate it yet, so you can get to the other side and get a better angle. On this screen, actually, this is gonna try to save a dash right here for the intro on the next screen. We can hop and skipping the first search with that, and
Now he's gonna do a hopefully there we go.
Yeah,
He's
here we
gonna
go.
skip this and look at this. It's a core.
Uh,
Oh no! I
it's a
think
what?
I
It's a
think
what?
so.
What?
I don't know. What is it? It's
this
a
trap
death.
actually implies a lot of stuff. First,
Yeah. So what he's trying to do here is he's trying to do a very specific corner boost right
Nice.
there to make it up and
Nice.
continue here.
So you're supposed to finish this in fire mode, but we have a different color everywhere. We are nice. That is not the supposed thing, but actually it's because well, it's I don't know, fun. I don't know,
it's
it's
fun.
faster. Yeah,
It-
it's
the
faster.
the
That's
screen
important
before
thing.
is a little bit faster if you get the corner boost first try. This doesn't really save time here,
Hey, it's a 4.
Nice
This is a 4.
Barely, just barely.
but it is.
This
So
is
it's
a
fine.
4.
So like 0.99.
Yep. So now that we've done all the A sides and B sides, we can now do the C sides.
The C-sides. This is a really fun part of the round because C-sides are like supposed to be
Good luck, ESA.
really challenging. I mean, they are
Yes.
definitely hard, but they're super short. They're not as long as B-sides. Normally the scheme for C-sides is pretty much the same. Is spikes everywhere and super hard mechanics, but the first screen and the second screen are way shorter than the third one. The third one is the longest one in every C-side.
Yeah. So every chapter, as I said, has three screens.
Nice.
Nice save.
Ooh.
It's gonna do a pretty precise little jump off the very top of these spikes.
Oh, come on,
It's
come on.
very.
Okay, I got it. I got it.
It's very, very. See, there we go.
There we go.
Here we go.
And with this, you can do a wave dash off this.
I've never seen that.
Nice, done. And that's 1C.
That's
Nice.
so good.
That was 1C.
That's so good.
Now we're doing 2C.
So 2C is where we learn that we can like grab onto the side of blocks, and we're gonna use it a singular time, I think. Right? Yep.
I'm actually gonna try
Oh yeah.
a slightly more advanced strat. It's more of an, I guess you can do it in full runs, but it's not something I normally go for if I'm on like a serious pace. But I'm not on a serious pace right now, so.
So in the very
this
next
last
room.
screen,
Yeah.
okay, well, if we ever get
Okay.
there.
Yeah. Basically, what usually in the next screen, you're gonna collect a lot of these lock switches throughout the entire thing. These things, but you can actually skip them. There is at the very end a 3-pixel window where you can do an upwards diagonal dash.
Oh, I was a little bit high.
See, he's gonna go for it one more time.
You can contemplate again how actually all the double jumps on this section is better just
Let's see.
doing normal
There
jumps.
we
Here
go. Very nice.
There we go.
That skips having to collect a lot of keys.
Yeah,
The
it's
climb,
actually
the
way
climb after is
more
not
complicated
easy
than it
either.
Yeah, yeah, no,
looks. It's not
everything.
easy. It's not the hardest thing in the game, but it's definitely not
Yeah.
easy.
As it's 3 pixels, right? I'm right.
3-pixel dash, 3-pixel
Yeah.
diagonal, and then the climb itself, which
Now
is kind
one
of finicky.
of my actually favorite C-sides, this Celeste free. So obnoxiously cycle based like always, but actually with really fun tricks. Here basically we have a couple tight wall jumps, wall bounces, and now we have Oshiro here again in the third screen. It's a very fun cycle because actually if everything goes like intended, you can do some really smooth things like bopping him, taking the switch, moving, bopping him again, resetting the dash, and
There we
get to the
go.
crystal.
Nice, well done.
24
That was
seconds
perfect.
every single time.
That was so good.
Yeah, that side is absolutely one of the most brutal for casuals because those Soshiro cycles are, well, they're brutal.
Yeah, Oshiro cycle are always hard to manipulate first.
4C has some very fun strats as well. First one you can do
What bounce out
a
of
very nice
bubbles?
jump, or a couple of nice jumps. Next one is an autoscroller. This is pretty like straightforward. You just go up it.
I think I'm gonna go for the hypers at the
You're
end.
gonna do that? Yes.
Yeah, just
thank
once, and I can't guarantee I'm gonna get it, but it's really cool to see.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
it is. It is.
yeah, there are these really tiny okay, well, these really tiny blocks at the end that you can hyperdash off of, and the IL record does it, I believe. So.
Oh, it's faster, so they have to.
Yeah.
These guys are very optimized.
All right, here we go.
So let's see if he gets his.
Oh,
Oh!
that was really
That was a
cool.
couple
Yeah,
of pixels
you have
off, I
literally
think.
4 platforms with decreasing the amount of blocks, and yeah, of course the last one is the hardest one, since it's only 1 block.
Yeah. So usually you just do this.
Okay.
You can wait
the
out the last
revenge.
one.
Actually, technically, that was all the platforms.
Yeah,
were
actually,
hyper.
yeah, you hypered off all of them. Good job.
Yeah, I think to get the shot tried first, you do every hyper except for the last block, and you have to bunny hop off the last block.
Yeah.
It's
It's
pretty-
actually
it's pretty
really
hard.
precise.
Yeah,
it's
it's
very
very
precise
hard.
because also the wind.
Yeah.
The wind. Ah! Okay. Now
So-
Temple C, it's a level with actually a lot of wall bounces. Also, it's way harder than it looks.
So normally it wants you to go up and over here. We're gonna squeeze underneath.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, you do a lot of wall bounces out of bubbles, as you can see, and you have those dashing blocks, so you have to predict the trajectory of them in order to actually get aligned properly. And
oh come on.
well, some wall bounces and wall kicks out of them. A lot of manipulation of the crystals. You can actually, I mean, on this screen you have a couple doors you have to open. Actually, you can technically do a kind of door skip that is ridiculously hard, where the wall bounce and then getting the heart, and well, that was 5C. Now,
60 has some very fun strats.
Yeah, 6C.
Yes.
Especially the last screen, but
6C is
I'm gonna wait a
sexy,
little bit.
and basically it's a level that has really good music from Malmö to 6B.
It's the same as 6B.
Yeah.
Malmö is very
That's why you
biased.
like it so much.
So this section has really awkward. I mean, it's really tight getting the feathers here.
Yeah, this feather movement is really, really hard, so good job on
really
that.
precise.
So now for this next screen, he's gonna use this Kevin block in a very weird way. You're supposed to like take it with you, like going back and forth, but you're gonna you just do this.
I'm gonna go
fast
for
fall
something
down.
here too. I'm gonna go for
Let's
this
see.
ultra.
Oh
I was
no,
too
that's
high.
high.
It was too
It was
high.
high.
Let's see if he. Are you gonna go for it again?
I might. I'm just gonna make sure I make it over this time so I get
Yeah,
the
fair
checkpoint.
Okay.
So you can do that.
Ah,
yeah,
you
that's-
Luckily, there's a
That
checkpoint
was
here.
crazy speed.
You can do that if you land. That's weird. If you land on this, you can bunny hop off that very like tiny thing, and you can just fly across the entire screen. It's very hard. But luckily, if
But
you
it's,
fail it, you still get the checkpoint.
It's one of the best hits you can get, but
yeah.
it's actually really, really hard.
That's 60 though.
That was 60.
Do we have time for a donation or two?
Sure.
You can do one real quick.
All right, we got a $50 donation from Storm Rider saying, "Hey TGH,
Hey.
good luck on the run. Enjoy EUJ, enjoy Europe, and I look forward to seeing you at AGDQ. Hashtag HookieDuckHype."
Thank you so much, Storm.
So this is 7C. It's one upwards, one downward
I can
section.
take this.
That's you're fine.
Hey, nice save there.
A lot of wall jumps here. I really want to make sure that you know wall jumps for some reason.
Yeah, actually, the game was showing you something on this one, or
No.
No, it wasn't.
A couple of springs here and one coin. Then the last screen is it's fun.
Hold your breath.
It's really fun. It's like
yeah,
you
hold
have
your breath is probably the best way to explain this. So just let's see how this goes.
really tight passages. It's like
Yeah.
you have a lot of springs that are falling after the first time you hit them, so you have one shot on them. And also the fact that it's not the same any position you get for the spring. If you hit the spring higher or lower, actually, it's completely affecting the trajectory you have. So in some springs you need particularly to be higher or lower. There's a lot of really tight patches. As you can see, it's plenty of spikes everywhere. Actually, if you saw how the dashes work, you will be wondering, what about the dashing here? Well, yeah, it's possible. It's super hard to do.
Yeah,
Um,
there was a test on right after demolition was discovered where it's like dashed through every single spike and it was so satisfying.
So, and
That's
now this
7C.
is not going to die?
Very nice.
Okay, he didn't die.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, there's a checkpoint there at the end if you die, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Checkpoint right before the tree.
And now it's time for Corsi.
Now it's the last level of the run.
And it's important to actually learn a new tech on this level.
Yes, it finally teaches you something we have never seen before. It's a hyper dash.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We
basically,
didn't do that in like anything. Don't worry about it.
But we're going to learn about it now.
For first time on this run, he's saying, "Gah!" Which means,
Yikes.
it's time for learn hyper dashes.
Yes.
And
So now we know, now the game thinks that we know hyper dashes, or like knows that we know hyper dashes. And the next screen has some fun hyper dashes.
We're going
not-
to use a hyper dash in a way the game doesn't think we're gonna.
So
watch this.
Now we learn how to use hyper dashes. So
Nice.
let's use them.
And
Now we have those clouds.
Nice
Nice
hyper
momentum
dash
there. Dash blocks is a combination of all the text, like that last part in 8B, but with a horizontal momentum. We start with the Forsaken City object, then all side, then Reason doesn't have a specific object. Then
So
Golden Ridge with the cloud, then the dash blocks from Temple, and then the Caving blocks from Reflection. Now the lava blocks from Actual
Core.
Core. And now
we're about to finish here, so time is coming up.
Time is coming up once the gold heart graphic appears on the screen after I collect it.
And
Last hyper dash.
again.
And
Time.
Time!
And that's Celeste all chapters.
Yo, awesome run, dude.
Very well done.
Thanks guys.
Great run.
Thanks everyone. All right, so before I head off, I just want to give some shout outs to, first off, my commentators, Dave Stereo, Revolucion, Swessy. Thank you guys so much. You guys were awesome. Shout outs to Noble. Thank you guys for being a great team, everything. Shout outs to Evil Controllers for getting me the controller last minute after my other one had some complications. Shout outs to everyone who found strats for this game. Like all the strat finders, you guys are awesome. Like seriously, there are way too many people to name. For real.
Community's big.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. And I'm TGH. This has been Celeste All Chapters, and thank you guys for a good time. Thanks so much for accepting me as well.
Thank you.